Hey everybody, this is Johnny over here. Today we're going to talk about the new Pilotfly Atomcube Rx1 light. Stay tuned. So in early January this year, we got fortunate enough to receive from Pilotfly these two Atomcube Rx1 lights. Those are LED RGB lights, and we have put them into a test. When we first got this package, we were very impressed with the packaging. It was well put together, and it's probably one of the best packaging I ever seen in my life since I've been getting a lot of different testing products back in 2001 until now. And once you open the box, inside the box you have the light, the little adapter that you can use it to on stands, light stands, or on tripods, so on, and then the USB-C charging port. So because of my limited experience with lighting a set, I invited a friend of mine to talk a little bit more about the usefulness of this Atomcube Rx1 lights. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Johnny over here. I'm here with Scott Brocious. He's one of my good friends, filmmaker, and he also helped me as a DP for the price. We recently, since I'm not a DP person, I don't know how to light very much. I asked him to give me a hand to try to figure out how to work with this kind of light. This is the Pilotfly Atomcube. And Scott, tell us a little bit about what your experience was with this.
Yeah, so over the last, I think, month and a half, I've shot maybe like 4 short films, and I've used this like for the primary light source, and also doing like lighting in the background and lighting, just kind of like fog and breath and things like that. But this has done amazing things. It has presets for candle and flame. I used for one film where things were lit by a lighter.
Oh, okay.
And I was able to kind of give it a little bit more fill besides just using like the lighter, and like it matched pretty good. It looks really great.
Great.
Like this was also really good at matching kind of like weird lighting environments where we had tungsten lights, but then we had a room with lots of windows. So, this was nice that we were kind of able to dial it in. The throw on this is amazing. We were really able to have the lights pretty far away.
How far away was it?
I was able to have maybe like the lights maybe 10 foot away, and I was getting like at least results. I mean, obviously it wasn't lighting the room, but I mean, these are some of the brightest LEDs that I've had, and at the size, it's amazing.
Oh, cool. So have you tried to connect them both together yet using the Magic Cube?
I have. One scene that we're shooting in a basement where it was like really, really dark. We were maybe 20 foot away, so we needed a lot of light and a lot of throw. Once again, we kind of had some light seepage from some windows that we weren't able to conceal that was bringing daylight in. So we were trying to kind of match light, but at the same time, have it be a little warmer. So
cool.
This was really nice to be able to throw so far.
So one of my Facebook friends have asked me a question about this, and I didn't know exactly the answer, so I'm gonna throw it at you.
Sure.
They asked us, they said whether or not you can use this to do as a main key light for interviews.
Oh, I absolutely have. I mean, if like several of the films that I've done, like this was the main fill light. This was the main key light.
Okay.
And then we use, because I only had 2 at the time, so I used one as the primary fill, and then I used the second light behind, kind of a low angle, just to do like a hair light and just a little bit of separation from the background.
Okay, that's cool. So can you tell us a little bit about all the different features in here?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'll turn this down so I don't blind the audience. It's pretty neat. This does, this is multi-temperature, so like you could do tungsten, daylight, fluorescent, or you can change the settings, and then it allows you to control the hue. So if you want to give it a little bit more red or a little bit more blue. And then it also is an RGB, So if you want to do, just solid blue or solid red or solid yellow or solid green, whatever, it allows you to dial in exactly the color that you want. When you're really trying to get a very specific color, it's much easier to use the app.
Right.
Because you could really dial it in versus the back, you're kind of like just scrolling, percentage of blue, percentage of red. Then the special effects, this is what I really liked. It gives you, fire and flame. It gives you several different police siren lights. It does television. Television is kind of like a flickering light. It does lightning. It just does so many interesting things. Like, if it was just a RGB light that did color temperature, this would just kind of be like any other light, but that it has these like presets where it has like, like this is like a TV effect, and it just kind of goes through different colors.
Okay.
A little like you're watching TV. And then, lightning, it does like lightning flashes.
You got this all better play with.
And then, you have like police car. So, if you're doing like a film where, the police rolled up to the house, you could maybe just set one of these outside and it looks like, you have a cop car.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So, why do you think this is so cool? I mean, besides the other feature that come with it.
So, just alone, pretend that it didn't have Bluetooth connectivity and you couldn't connect to your phone. This is such a Swiss Army knife. The battery life was amazing. We were shooting in environments that had no power. They were abandoned buildings, and the temperature were, maybe 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So like it was cold, and the batteries were still holding their own pretty well. I was getting maybe 2 hours of like, I wasn't at 100%, but I was at maybe like 70%, and I was getting maybe like 2 or 3 hours of battery. And then I would charge it, and I was getting charge times of like maybe half an hour I was at full charge or something like that.
And I'm assuming you can actually get it using it while you can charge, right?
You can. I didn't have to because I was able to kind of use one at a time.
Okay.
For those scenes, and then I charged it for like a half an hour, grabbed it back, and I was at almost 100%.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean, the charge was real fast because it's USB-C. The other really cool thing is a lot of these smaller lights, they don't come with a lot of accessories. I haven't seen barn doors for this, which would be kind of cool. But they do have a grid that you can get for it, and it's like $20, whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's nice if you want to have, instead of a big flood, you can have more directional.
Okay.
The other attachment they have for this is, I guess it's a matte cover. And it's kind of like just a silicone pure white thing, and it just makes the light just a little softer. So like those two things are huge upgrades for me for these.
Cool. I know that with the app, you can actually have them control at the same time.
Yep.
And then you can actually separate and control them separately, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
And one thing I like about this app was it actually be able to rename each one of them because they all call RX1 on the app. Then you can go in and rename one, say left or right or center or back or so and so on.
Yep.
And that helps a lot because I use a lot of different gimbals and different products, and if you can rename the products and you have 6 or 7 of the same company products that use the same app, then you get very confusing, right?
Absolutely.
So what else is the feature on the app you have here besides control them separately, and can you also do all the different special effects on the app?
You can do all the special effects. You can also do, I didn't do this, but it could be fun if you're doing a party. You can sync it with music, and then it kind of does like a light show kind of thing. That's almost like a trinket. I think it's neat though that like you could use this for so many things. Mm-hmm. And for the price, I mean, there's nothing like this on the market for the price. Everything this does.
With the app, everything else.
With the app, potentially, I don't have the money to have like 8 of these or 10 of these, but potentially you could have 10 of these, make a giant grid, and now you have a wall of light.
Yeah.
And like, for the cost of that wall of light, you're not going to be able to get that anywhere.
Yeah.
And like you could dial it in to temperature specific to the room. It's just, it's a very powerful device.
Thank you, Scott, for giving me a little bit of insight about this, more than I can take care of, and stay tuned. Take care.